Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson today. This is for some advice for some of our people I need to understand quickly. The problem, knowing the problem is good, but solving it is even better. Trust me. Let's work on that. I'm hearing a whole lot of, okay, let me break it down for you. Let me give you a quick lesson. This is a therapy check for some of my people. Y'all need this. So I'm going to give you what you need. I don't care what you want. I got your needs. Let's go. Rightisms. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself there too. My be true. Right thinkers, P Funk philosophy says knowing the problem is good, but solving the problem is even better. Trust me. Let me break it down for you. Again, I get so tired of hearing about people's problems. Personally, I say if you got a problem, keep it to your damn self. First of all, if your problem, keep it to yourself. Why we got to tell everybody about our problems? My philosophy is that if you have a problem, because I don't, excuse me, I'm tired of hearing about people's problems, okay? Because I don't ever hear that they solved the damn problem. All I keep hearing about the problem, the problem. Is it ever going to get solved? Knowing the problem, that's 50% of the cure or the way to solve it. Okay, what you mean? If you know the problem. If you know the problem, that means at least now you know. You can get to working on what? Solving the damn problem. We have problems in our life on a regular basis. Get good at solving them. Self mastery does that. Gaining knowledge of the self, living right, and putting on the work helps you with that also. And if you know the problem, then that's 50% of the problem solved. Why? Because now you have to what? Solve it. Knowing it. Okay, I know the problem. What you gonna do about it? I'm overweight. I'm out of shape. What you gonna do about it? Keep talking about it. You ain't gonna do nothing about it? Nope. Keep talking about it. That's gonna continue to be a problem. You haven't solved the problem. And this is all through life. And people pile on, and look around. They got nothing but a bunch of regrets and a bunch of problems that haven't been solved. Sweep it up under the rug concept. I deal with it later. No, it's gonna keep piling up. If you don't take care of the problem ain't gonna go by itself. It's not gonna take care of itself. Please understand that. And right thinking philosophy. My teachings is for your problem solvers. 101. What? Things that you should do with your problem. How to solve your own problem. First thing is stop telling people about them. Tell yourself about it and work on it within yourself. That way, no outside forces, no outside interference. You bring people into your business, your problem. Now, they're going to have advice. They're going to cast aspersion, think about you a certain way. So, again, be careful who you invest your problems in. Well, that's my friend. We talk about everything. Okay. More nonsense. I live to what? Solve what? My problems daily. That's what's going to come up. Ain't gonna be a day in your life that you won't occur a problem. So if you're not good at solving them, you just stacking them up. And problems, unlike blessings, ain't good to stack up. Stacking problems up ain't like stacking blessings. No, two different things. So don't stack up a bunch of problems. Why? They ain't gonna go nowhere. 1 second. Yeah, I'm sorry. I live personally to solve all my problems myself in my daily life because they're gonna come every day. So that's like the sun. If it decides it don't want to rise, party's over for us. So same thing in your life. If you don't do the thing you need to do, it's gonna pretty much be over for you. Not like that, but yes, I'm in a right brain thinker. I'm a right brain thinker. Why? This means both brains, left, right hemisphere, okay? But they do separate functions. They're opposite. One's masculine, one's feminine. One's emotional and one's more physical, logical, rational, whatever you want to do. But they do different things. But guess what? I do this for a reason. Why? Use them both. Equanimity. Use both brains. Use them both. Why? You may need something from that side. You may need something from this side. If you just use one, you're shortchanging yourself. And your decision making is going to be hampered. That's why I gave you the sign. That's what it represents. Equanimity. And both sides of the brain need to function in their own capacity. You got to master the art of what? Combining them together and using the information to your benefit. That's how you make good decisions. By knowing what you're doing, not hoping, wishing, or believing. You need to know. I taught you how to what? How your brain works. The right side, more the feminine side, more the emotional side, the creativity side, intuitive side. That's I set in my philosophy. But the other side, the male or saw, that's more logic, rational reason. But they need to be together. Not using one when you want to, and using the other one when you think it's convenient. Continues. Again, your right side is God's side. Did Christ tell you, cast your net to the right side? That means think with the right side of your brain to get to God. And all your good qualities come from the right side of the brain. But the left side has its purpose also. Your left side, that's man, that's you. Human side is prone to error. It's selfish. Why? Because it ran by your ego. The ego dwells in the left side of the brain. So in order to get out the ego side, you got to slide over to the right side and let that, what? Supersede the ego. You can't, the ego, you conquer the ego. You don't kill it. You must put him in a servitude position. Another lesson I gave that a while ago. But that's all part of self-mastery. And when you master the art of using equanimity, both sides of your brain, aka Maya, thinking, you will make better decisions based on what? Using both sides of the brain to make a decision based on what's best for you. If you just use one side, that's the side you're going to choose. Use the other side, that side. And it may not be the benefit that you're going to get out of what? Using one side. Using both, then you benefit. Yeah. You left, okay. The reason for having two sides so that you can what? Choose, have a choice. That's right thinking or wrong thinking. Your choice. You can do right, you can do wrong. Simple as that. The odds is 50-50. You got 50% chance of being right, 50% chance of being wrong. You use the right side, that's the godly side, that's the more intuitive, right concept. Left side, more egoistic, selfish, that's the human side. Simple. Again, you got both. You can't have one like the other. If the brain just was good, no. If it just thought one way, duality. And again, and wrap it up with you. Oh, we good? Oh, it's still early. All right, I'm right down in the middle. But again, we know the reason for two sides of the brain, left and right hemisphere. That's duality. That's man is what? We ain't just one thing. Individual is the I, the me, the concept of self. But we are spirit beings having a human experience. Spirit and matter. The physical body is matter. I got this lesson coming up for that. But yeah, the idea is that this runs this. As above, so below. And watch this. Everybody knows their problems, okay? The brain records everything, so it knows. And they will what? They will tell you about them daily. You know the people, how you doing? Oh man, my back hurt, oh my neck hurt, oh my mother died, the kids are starving. Those are problems that you need to be taking care of. Those are personal. But those people, they love to share their problems. But if you have a problem, and we all do in life, then it's up to you to solve the damn problem, not bring everybody else into it to hope somebody can do it for you. Advice is one thing. Therapy, all that, yeah. But when you having your own issue, you don't need therapy for that. You need to take care of your own business, solve your own problems. Come on now. In life, you should all try not to have problems, but we know that's impossible. But the concept is that whatever problems you have, once you recognize it, your job is to what? Solve it. That's the whole part about living right. I know when I was living wrong, I had a bunch of problems caused by me. Now that I'm living different, I don't have a bunch of problems. Again, caused by me. Moving on. My problems now become blessings. You figure that one out. Okay, again, but if you don't know that you have a problem, a lot of people don't know that they are the problem. And if you're not being your best self, you're not striving to be better or do better, you are the problem. Simple as that. That's when you start to realize, wait a minute, maybe it's me. Yeah. Okay. In life, take a good look at yourself. And anything that you don't see that's good about yourself, change it. Some people may tell you about what they don't like about you. That's constructive criticism. Okay, but you need to be able to see that in yourself. That's problem solving 101. Recognize you being the problem so you can what? Solve that. Don't be the problem. And you, what's this? When you don't know you have a problem, that means you're ignorant of yourself and you don't recognize your own faults and problems. But guess what? Listen to a few people who you trust and take a look at and listen what they said about you, and you might have to take another look at yourself. Again, that's all you got to do, be honest. And your friends will be that with you, even when it's negative. A lot of things, everybody ain't perfect. So it's okay that, man, every now and then you get a little, out there. What you mean? You say and do things that are just wrong. Well, see, making excuses don't solve the problem. Moving on. Perfect example. Problems are meant to what? Be solved. Not to just piled on and stash for, I'll deal with it. No, it's meant to be solved. It's like a sickness. If you're ill, there's something, you need to solve that. If you got a cold, not doing nothing about it ain't gonna help the cold. Okay? If there's symptoms that something might be wrong, you take the precautions to take care of that. When people start telling you a certain thing about you, you might want to check that out. That's self-introspection or self-reflective. Take a good look at yourself every now and then, okay? But problems gonna come into our life. They're meant to be solved by you, not talked about. Stop talking about the problem. Start solving it for yourself. You'd be a lot better off. Having everybody know your problem. They can't solve it. You can. They don't need to know all your problems. They can see your problems. They can see your flaws. But let that be. But the ones you need to solve for yourself, do that. Why? Hence self-improvement. If there's a personal problem, it can be solved by who? The person who is the problem. All you have to do, if doing something this way is a problem, solve it by what? Stop doing it that way. Don't do it. Whatever you need to do to solve the problem, that's what you have to initiate, and that's what you have to actually do. Thinking about it, talking about it, don't solve the problem. My man got a ministry in Patterson, my dude. Say that and be about that. I said, dude, you holding yourself accountable, you gotta be careful. Okay, so I don't know if he's still working it, but that was his philosophy. Say that to be about it, or something like that. But yeah, you got to walk the walk. But if there's a problem, in all problems, what can be solved? Very few people actually know how to master what? Solving their problems. Self-mastery is being able to see, do, and be your best self from yourself, and you take care of your personal problems. A lot of people, very few people, actually master solving their own problems in life. Why? They're not getting knowledge of self. They're not practicing a philosophy that hold them accountable to do certain things for themselves to get the benefit. And a lot of times they think in one side of their brain, either this one or that one. Women think with this, emotion, and that's fine, but you got to have some logic and reason with the emotion. Just like with logic and reason, you got to have some empathy and compassion with that logic and reason. That's why you got to engage in both equanimity, give them both their rights and their due. Y'all call it critical thinking. Well, you take the pros, you take the cons. It's the same thing. I gave you that lesson too. Moving on, let me get this out the way. But again, problem solvers are those who what? Know themselves. They're working on bettering themselves, so they solving their personal problem. They go hand in hand, and they solve what? Their own problem. When you can do you, and you become independent by taking care of you, that's the whole purpose of what? Knowing thyself. It's all from you. And in life, all problems have a solution. But no. If there's a problem, there's a cause and effect. So you figure out the cause and effect, change the cause, and change the effect. Hence, change the problem. Solve the problem. Again, you just have to what? Figure out what you need to do to solve the problem. Knowing there's a problem is only 50% of the solving it. The other half is you enacting what you need to do to solve it. That's how it's done. And talking about your problem to people who have their own problem that they ain't solving is a waste of your time. Why? Now y'all have a pity party, a problem solving party. Why? Oh, I got this, man. Oh, y'all got this. Y'all gonna match each other problem for problem. You know them kind of people? I'm not having that conversation, okay? No, count me out. But I hear it. I just laugh to myself. But if I have a problem, I'm gonna deal with it. If I got a problem, I can't solve it by what? Telling someone else about my problem. I need to deal with it myself, make it personal, and deal with it. My mom said, what don't kill you makes you stronger. If it don't kill you to better yourself, you should be better. Proven fact. I don't talk about my problems. Why? I get to work on them. That's why. And I work on solving my problems the best I can. To this day, ain't nothing changed. When you do something that's working, you gonna stop. When you do something that ain't working, you're gonna continue. Those are decision makers. That's easy to make. If it's working, I'm doing that. If it ain't working, I'm not doing that. Doc, it hurt every time I do that. Okay, don't do that. If it hurts you to do something, don't do it. It's common sense. That ain't critical thinking. But y'all make it a critical thought. That's not critical. That's common. Sorry. Calm down. Again, I don't talk about my problem. I get to work on solving my problem. Okay? That's why I come here and I express them every year now and then, get off my chest and move on. Why? I got to get it out of me. This is another way of me solving my problem. Talking about it. Okay? Y'all my shrinks. I come here and bring you my problem. If I ain't teaching, I'm asking for some instruction also. I had a few and I ain't going to do that, but I ask questions every now and then. All right? But wrapping up, again, appreciate you tuning in. Wrong thinkers are left brain thinkers. No offense, but that's just wrong thinking. Why? Because it prevents you from solving problems. Wrong thinkers can't solve the problem. That's what makes them wrong. One side ain't going to get it done. Now you got something to work with. Wrong thinkers will tell everyone about their problems. You know them kind of people? When I ask you about a certain kind of person, if you don't know nobody like that, you might have to look in the mirror. Why? It could be you. Because everybody knows somebody like that somewhere. But stop thinking. Why? That's wrong thinking. Stop complaining and belly aching about the problem and take control of it and solve it. If you know it's a problem, okay, get to work. Telling somebody ain't getting to work. It's causing stretching the work out. Why? It's going to be harder now because you got somebody else in your business. If you expect someone else to solve your problem, you are definitely not a right thinker. I can tell you that. I don't expect nothing for nobody. I do it myself. Tell them, James Brown, I don't want nobody to do nothing for me. Just open up the door, give me opportunity. I get it myself. That's my philosophy. I agree with James. Now, mind, I got that from him. But again, know your problem and do what needs to be done to solve your problem. That's self-improvement. And it's real easy because you're going to have opportunity every day. That's not going to go away. Get used to it, get good at it, and master it. Trust me. Right thinkers, you're all what we call problem solvers. Why? Because we think about the problem and we take care of it within ourselves. We don't expand the problem and talk about it. So no, we take heed to the problem and get to working on it within ourselves. Again, everything is self. Last one, wrapping up. Appreciate you tuning in. Remember, this is a little therapy lesson for those people. Why? Because if you don't know how to solve your problem, you're never going to be happy. I haven't had a problem in my life that didn't have a solution. Now I know that. Why? Because I know thyself and I no longer have problems about within myself. Why? I take care of it as they come along daily. You could too. Practice that, you'll be fine. Trust me. Right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who now know the problem is good, but solving it is better, and passed away. Hope you learned something today. I'll be back with more, not tomorrow, but later on today.